All right, everybody, let's get started. Welcome back to another BriskHeat Tech Talk. My name is Thomas, and I lead the tech support team here at BriskHeat, located in Columbus, Ohio. So today, guys, we will be continuing our temperature controller series with today's session, specifically on the HL101 high limit temperature controller. Now, before I get too far in depth with this presentation, I wanted to give you guys kind of a feel for what this thing actually does. It's a high limit temperature controller. So how it works is, or what it's used for, it's used to provide an extra level of temperature protection to heating processes or applications. The controller does not regulate temperatures per se, but it's used to cut power to a device that's plugged into the back of it if the limit set point temperature is reached or achieved or crossed. So adding this up to into an existing heater application is pretty simple. What you'll need to do is just unplug the temperature controller you're currently using from its power source. And then you want to plug it into the back of the HL101 into the output receptacle. From there, the HL101 has a temperature sensor that you'll want to most likely place next to the temperature controller's sensor or in a close proximity. After that, you can turn the HL101 on and adjust the high limit set point from there. Everything will work with the existing temperature controller until the temperature has crossed the HL101's set point threshold. At that point, what happens is the HL101 cuts power to the power outlet, which means the temperature controller, the existing temperature controller, and the heater that's connected to it will have no energy pushed to it. And it'll stay that way until a couple things happen. Until first one would be the temperature actually cools down enough and exits that out of bounds temperature limit for the HL101. And from there, you're going to have to go ahead and unlatch the alarm on the HL101. At that point, everything power will be restored to the temperature controller and the heating element. All right, so this is not a temperature controller. This is a high limit temperature controller. It's not used to maintain a specific set point. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was clear, guys. With that being said, let's jump down and take a look at the agenda. So today we'll go over a product overview. Next, we'll do an application example. We'll go over the kit's contents, what's included when you purchase one of these. Next, I'm going to do a quick walk around. I'll go over the front of the unit and the back of the unit, get you guys familiar with what's on it and what's available. Next, we're going to be adjusting a couple parameters, actually one parameter, which is the set point. And I'll also show you guys in a short video how to unlatch the alarm should it trip, okay? Now, normally I have a Q&A session here, but in full disclosure, this is pre-recorded. So I ask that all questions be sent to me via email. My email address, it will be on the very last slide of this presentation. So any questions regarding this product or this presentation, feel free to send a quick email to me and I'll respond directly. Lastly, we'll wrap it up from there. And so let's get started. Product overview. So you've got a couple voltage options. This can be operated in 120 or 240 volt of alternating current. Now it's as ordered, which means you have to purchase it either way. You can't purchase it in hopes that it'll do one and the other. It'll be one or the other. So if you purchase a 120 volt version, that's all it's going to operate on. Same goes for the 240 volt version, okay? So you have to order it knowing which voltage you want to use. Maximum amp load is 15 amps on this unit. So if you have an application that's 15 amps or even pretty close to it, 14 and change, this may not be the best high limit controller for you. Anything under that, this thing will work famously. The temperature control range on these things, they start out at 0 degrees and they go as high as 999 degrees. Now that's in Celsius and Fahrenheit, okay? Sensor inputs, there's a mini connector on the back of the unit, mini receptacle. So a 10-foot long thermocouple comes with it. It's either a J or a K-type thermocouple. You'll have to specify which one you want when you order the product as well. This is something that you cannot change in the field if you want to change sensors. This is not capable of changing sensors in the field. So if you buy a J-type version, you're stuck with a J-type version. The alarm's audible. Okay, a couple things happen when the alarm trips. The first one is you're going to hear it. Next one, you'll see a display of AL and the set point. It'll rotate on the screen on the display, back and forth, AL and the set point. From there, you're going to notice that your temperature controller that's plugged into the back of it has no power to it whatsoever. That's what happens when this thing is tripped, when the alarm's tripped, is it cuts power to its output and stops energizing the heater and the controller. Again, this is a safety device for high limits. So that's how it controls, or that's how it keeps your application safe, temperature-wise. Power input cord and connections, you're 5 foot long. So it's going to come with a cord that's 5 foot in length. It is hardwired on the back of the unit. And there's a couple plugs that'll come with it, and I'll break that down here in a few minutes in a later slide on the walk around. And again, to reiterate, this unit, the HL101, requires the use of a temperature controller to be used with it. Okay, this HL101 is not a temperature controller by itself. It's a high limiter. Application example. Guys, this is a big one for us because we've got a customer that has a very intense R&D program. It's not just a lab. Well, it's a lab, but it's pretty huge. And they use our HL101s on every process being heated. And they use it to prevent that over temp condition. And I'm talking every process in that lab. And again, the lab is huge. So, they got 10 to 20 of these HL101s running at the same time. And they use them on plates, hot plates and beakers and mantles. They use them for vacuum bakeouts and so much more on everything that requires heat. But the product is so versatile, you can attach it to anything. And once that sensor, reflects the set point temperature, it's just going to cut power to whatever's, again, hooked up to the back of it. Very versatile, very good product to use. All right, contents. What comes with the purchase of this product? Of course, you're going to get the HL101 temp limiter. It comes with again, a 5 foot power long cord with a plug. So you have two options there. If you purchase the 120 volt option, it comes with a NEMA 515 plug on the end. If you purchase the 240 volt version, it comes with a NEMA 615 plug. Output receptacle, it mimics the power output cord or input cord. So if you buy a 120 volt version, the receptacle on the back of the output of the back of the enclosure for the HL101 is a NEMA 515. If you buy the 240 volt version, again, it mimics the input cord. It's a receptacle of a NEMA 615. It comes with a 10 foot long sensor, again with a mini plug that fits into the back of the controller, the HL101 limiter. And you have two options. You can order it with a J-type or a K-type thermocouple. And that will come with the purchase of this product. Last but not least is your instruction manual. Simple instruction manual, because this is a pretty simple unit to use. So that's all that comes with the purchase of this product. Now let's do a quick walk around. Pretty simple, guys. As you can see here, you got your toggle switch, your on and off toggle. You've got your up and down arrows here. That's to adjust parameters and set points. Your alarm reset, your unlatching alarm button is this one here, the RST. Programming button, how you get into a parameter you want to adjust is right here, the set button. Last but not least is your process variable or set point display. Very simple. I can't say it enough. It's just a simple product to use and walk around. Now for the back, it's just as simple. Here you got your 5-foot long power cord. You've got your output receptacle. This obviously is a 120 volt version. It has the NEMA 515 receptacle on it. And here is your mini sensor for your, or mini sensor receptacle. Like I said, just a simple product to use. All right, let's adjust some parameters. So I wanted to show you a quick video, but I want to talk about the video first. In order to adjust the set point, guys, what you're going to do is you're going to press set. First thing, what's going to be displayed is SP for set point. In order to change that value, the current value, you have to press set again. It's going to, at that point, show you exactly what the set point is. To adjust it, you use the up and down arrows. You'll see me adjust it from 85 to 82 degrees. After that, you're going to see me press set again, and that will save any changes made to that parameter. To exit the programming screen, I'm going to simultaneously press set and the down arrow, and that will kick me out of the programming screen and get me back to operational screen. You can do that, or you can wait 1 minute and it'll automatically kick you out. So what I'm doing now is I'm pressing set, and you can see that SP on the screen. I press set again to see the actual parameter value, which was 85. I'm now using the arrows to adjust it down to 82. I'm going to press set to save that change in value, and then I simultaneously press the set button and the down arrow to exit the programming screen. Very simple to manipulate and operate. All right, guys, let's discuss unlatching the alarm. So what happens when, again, when the alarm trips is, A, you hear an audible alarm sound. The next thing you'll see is AL displayed on the screen, and it'll switch between AL and the current set point. And lastly, it cuts all power to the power output of the HL101, which means it cuts power to whatever's plugged into the back of it. In this situation, in this application, example, it will be a temperature controller, and the temperature controller will have a heating element connected into it. So everything downstream from the HL101 during alarm state will be de-energized, okay? So in order to unlatch this alarm, a couple things have to happen. First thing is the temperature has got to cool down enough to where it is lower than the set point on the HL101. Once it's back in bounds, you are able to press and hold the reset button, RST, and it will unlatch the alarm, which will then give energy back to the controller and the heating element. So in this video, I was a little impatient, and I tried to hit reset before the temperature was in bounds, and it would not let me. So I left it in there. I did it on accident, but I left it in there so you guys could see what would happen. I let it cool down for a few more seconds and tried again and was successful. So here's the video. As you can see, AL and the set point are displayed. I'm trying to press the reset now. It's not allowing me because temperature is still out of range. I'll let it cool back down a little more, and I try again. And voila, there it is. Everything is now right in the world. The temperature controller attached to the HL101 output is now energized again, and the heating element as well. So that's how you unlatch the alarm. Pretty simple to operate. Again, a good safety product to have in-house. And guys, that's it. So again, questions for this specific session, I ask that you email them to me at this email address, techsupport@briskheat.com. As soon as I get them, I'll answer them as soon as I'm able. So yeah, any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Just to let you guys know, another short survey will be sent out to you guys, all the attendees. Take a few minutes. It's about 6 or 7 questions. Let me know how I'm doing, especially if you got a gripe about how I'm doing it. I want to know. I want to make sure I'm connecting with who's attending to these sessions. Okay. If there's a product or a few products you guys want to have a tech talk on, throw it in the survey. That way I've got some more content to do some more presentations on. Guys, thank you all for attending, and we hope to see you next time.